Hi everyone, I'm going to be making a video on the 370Z today. This is the drift project car that I've bought, and it's totally stock, and I'm about to do the first little mod, which is going to be a drift switch. So I've got a switch here that I'm going to wire up to make it look sort of OEM. There's a little thing here, it's going to go in there. I'm just going to show you quickly how you would do it on your 370 if you've got one and you want to do this. So there's a traction control off button, which does work, it turns the traction off, but you still have it still has some sort of nannies on it that stops you. It uses the diff to cut power and stuff, which isn't good when you want to be drifting. So I'm going to wire this switch to totally get rid of that. So this is going to be a little sort of step-by-step on how to do it. So first of all, you want to get this cup holder surround out. It's as easy as just yanking up and she comes out. And I've already done a bit of pre-work already, but this big wiring loom here, there's a green wire and it goes to this little plug control box. So you want to cut the green wire in half, just the green, and extend it, because that's where our switch is going to go. And I'm going to put some bigger spade connectors on here. So pretty simple, just cut the green wire in half, which is gonna, if you never want to be able to turn it back on, you could just snip that green wire and have done. And I'll show you. And then you'll see ABS and ESP is totally off. That's how you know it's off. But I want it so that I can flick a switch and it'll go back to normal and turn all the nannies back on. So like I say, if you don't care about that, snip that and you're good, but I'm gonna have it so I can turn it on and off. So to start with, I would like to sort of make this switch look as OEM as possible. So in the cup holder there's a spare little cover where a switch would go. Not sure what it could have, it could be for the convertibles. So I'm going to implement this into there. Now looking at it, it's slightly smaller than this, so I'm hoping if I can just cut a hole in at the same diameter as this black bit, it'll just sit in there snug. I could probably super glue it or make it so it doesn't flop around. So that's what I'm going to try first. Okay guys, so I've got my little switch holder done. It's a little bit jaggy on the outsides, but if I get some sort of black sealant just around the edge, a nice thin layer, it'll look a lot nicer. So that bit is done. Two little spade connectors there that I'm going to wire up, which I'll show you how to do, but that's going to work pretty well. Off, on, off, on. I'm happy with that. So the next part of this video is going to be getting two spade connectors on this wire that I'm going to join up between the car. So I've got a little kit here with some of these spades that look the exact same size. Yeah, perfect. Both. So two of those, and I've got a bit of wire here. So I'm just going to get this wire situated in here, crimp it, and then we can join it up to the car. So 2 spade connectors on the new switch, and I've got the other ends ready to solder. I'm going to show you inside splicing the other wires, solder them together. I prefer solder just because it's a better connection than just doing, you know, crimping spades on. So if you can solder, I always do. So that's the next step, and then we're pretty much done. Okay guys, so I've just soldered the spades into the loom. So just to recap, there's a green wire that runs from that control box to this wiring loom here. You just need to snip that in half and make 2 ends. So now I'm just going to plug both of these spades into my new switch, and then I'll show you it all working, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So I did actually forget a step. Put your button, if you're doing it my way, put the button back in the surround, and then plug your 2 wires in, and then just obviously put them nice and neat so they're not catching on anything. And then you can just pop this back in so you wouldn't know. Obviously I've just looked, I've no black sealant or anything, so I'm going to finish this bit off at a later date. Just a nice little black sealant here and on the other side. It'll look a bit nicer, but I can still use it as it is. So you just start the car up. No lights on the dash other than the little stuff I've got on because I've got some doors open. And then you would flick the switch. Boom. Traction control fully off. No nannies doing anything. And then if you want it back to normal, you would have to flick it to regular mode. The lights will stay on until you turn the car off. And then if you start it back up with the switch in the on position, all the lights are off. So that's pretty much how it works. Flick it off, drift mode, flick it back on, turn the car off, back on, you'll have no lights. So that's just a quick, pretty easy tutorial. There's a few videos on YouTube out there, but I just thought I'd make my own. I've now just found out there is a way to get rid of the, basically if you want to do a burnout with the brake, you can't brake and accelerate on 370Zs, they don't let you do it. So I've just seen a video on YouTube actually of someone putting a relay on the ECU wires, and that gets rid of that too. So I'm gonna also do that in another video, like a part 2. So this will be nice and neat, and then I'll do a part 2 of how you can turn that ECU system off with also this switch. But that's just it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed, and stick around for more videos on the 370.